Hello and welcome to this Uni Taster On Demand event today. My name is John Cheek. I'm the founder of UniTasterDays, and it's my job to introduce the event and introduce the speaker. The subject we're going to be looking at today is fine art, and I'm delighted to be joined by Sarah King from Plymouth College of Art. Sarah is a subject leader and also a senior lecturer for fine art at Plymouth College of Art, and is going to provide a guide to why you might want to consider this course, what to expect on it, application tips and careers. And with that, Sarah, I'll pass things over to you, please.
Hi, I'm going to talk to you about what a fine art degree is and why you may want to study this subject area, what to expect when you study fine art, what career opportunities a fine art degree can offer you, and finally, I will discuss some application tips. What is fine art and why would you want to study this subject area? BA Honours fine art degrees promote and study contemporary art practice in the broadest sense. Fine art degrees encourage ambitious thinking and making and a self-directed and critically engaged approach to creative practice. Fine art degrees are usually dynamic in their delivery, where students gain skills in material making, thinking and questioning. A fine art programme will encourage and model potential in material exploration. It will encourage a cross-fertilisation of ideas and the exploration of new concepts and materials. Students will be encouraged to work multidisciplinary through experimental processes that introduce new material methods, practical skills, and intellectual challenges which instill a sense of criticality and inquiry. Students may work with drawing and paint as action and embodiment, and they may accelerate creative ideas from 2D drawing and paint into 3D sculpture, casting, and material processes. These could be such as wood, metal, clay, glass, performative, and painting processes. Students will also be encouraged to work on a large scale and will explore installing and testing their work in the studio and in external environments. They will also learn through 4D digital art and digital practices, such as augmented and virtual reality and hybrid practices, using both physical and digital methods to make work. Students will also perhaps work photographically and with written methods to explore their own ideas and concepts. Working multidisciplinary with critical and theoretical inquiry is key to a fine art degree. What to expect when you study fine art? Students will develop an understanding of studio practice as an exploratory, inquisitive, and immersive experience through which they make, reflect, and grow. Developing a studio culture is at the heart of every fine art degree programme. Students will work in studios to develop their work. They will be given a brief as a starting point to work on projects, and as they progress through the degree, they will then write their own briefs and projects. Regular contextual lectures linking theory through practice will introduce students to professional fine art frameworks and introduce and explore theoretical frameworks that underpin, question and challenge practice. Lectures will happen regularly throughout the degree. Students will participate in regular tutorials to discuss the progression of their practice. These will usually happen in the studio with their work in progress. These could be one-to-one tutorials or small group tutorials where students get to show their work and discuss their ideas. Students will also get to participate in critiques, again showing their work. These could be cross-year critiques, where the critique opens up a deeper critical analysis of the work. The emphasis on the fine art degree will be placed on translating material inquiry, implementing and evaluating the experimentation, and giving space for context, testing and risk-taking. So participation in critique is a very important part of a fine art degree programme. Workshops to learn new processes and skills are key in the student's learning journey throughout all fine art programmes. At Plymouth College of Art, we are home to a dynamic cross-disciplinary community of makers and thinkers, offering a rich ecosystem of materials, technologies, processes, and practices. The college provides workshop space, equipment, and crucially, the technical help to make full use of this for students across all creative programs. We have workshops in areas of wood, metal, textiles, glass, ceramics, photography darkrooms, printmaking, film and video editing suites. The workshops are kitted out with professional workspaces and state-of-the-art facilities. Workshops are open to students across specialisms. The opportunity for cooperation and exchange are endless in any fine art degree programme, and these can happen independently through student work or more formally through interdisciplinary units. Fine art programmes actively encourage students to use areas and communal spaces to constantly curate, test and exhibit work collaboratively or individually and in various 2D, 3D, 4D and digital formats. Becoming part of an interdisciplinary learning community offers the students a diverse and challenging environment in which to develop their thinking and practice, offering the opportunity to work collaboratively and independently. National and international trips are an important part of any fine art programme, where students will visit national and international world-class selected exhibitions, biennales and screenings, adding to the rich learning experience and discovering what is happening in the art world now. Fine art programmes will have extensive input from visiting lecturers to guarantee a wide range of voices alongside a strong team. Visiting lecturers are artists and industry professionals that will visit the degree programme and give a lecture of their own practice and their own experience in the art world. The visiting lecturers will often provide one-to-one tutorials, critiques on student works, and often workshops. This experience is so valuable to the students. So, what career opportunities does a fine art degree offer? Gone are the days when fine art held the age-old image and limitations of an artist's painting in a freezing garret. Fine art students are artists that can work across disciplines, can problem solve and problem seek. They are great at discussing issues, problems, ideas, and brainstorming, as well as selecting the right material and method for their work. So this gives them great career opportunities. Professional practice, or practicing professionally as I like to call it, is something we on the Fine Art degree programme at Plymouth College of Art focus on throughout the 3-year degree. We explore roles such as artist as educator, artist as freelancer, as producer, curator and publisher. And we explore these themes through lectures, seminars, and then through student primary research into these roles. So for example, a live outcome might be a funded exhibition, a peer-led symposium, a public space event or performance, a self-organised workshop, an artist talk or residency. Students will actively engage with opportunities and professional networks and gain relevant work experience through internships and talent development programmes with our partners. They will create an online presence while the experience of their final degree project will give them the confidence to present and articulate their practice to an audience. Students gain first-hand experience of the life of the artist they want to have after graduation. They set their goals and they set their ambitions. The cultivation of a variety of different practical, technical, digital, intellectual, organisation and transferable skills ensures that fine art graduates will be able to work in a variety of creative sectors. Graduates from our fine art programme regularly go on to land residencies and exhibition opportunities at some of the most exciting contemporary physical and digital art spaces. Many continue to postgraduate study, take on the role as art therapist, as curator or lecturer. Some go on to be directors of art organisations, others become community outreach workers or archivers. Some go on to be teachers and others pave their way as successful freelancers. Once you've applied to your chosen fine art degree programs, you need to start getting your portfolio together. This can be a physical portfolio, and you may also need to create a digital portfolio. Here are some portfolio tips for you to use. You really need to consider your body of work. So this could be objects, it could be images, it could be sound work, it might be paintings, it could be videos, web platforms, it may be drawings or performances. It could be presented physically or digitally, but it should contain no more than 20 pieces. You will also need to include an example of how you express yourself through words. And again, this could be examples of essays, of blogs, of vlogs. It could be a rap, it could be poetry, and it could be through your sketchbooks. You will also need a piece of work from your body of work that best represents who you are now. So our top tips are: be selective and reflective. You need to curate the story you want to tell at your interview. Show how your versatility and your skills. So include a broad range of work. Showcase your strengths. Put your work in the order that you want to talk about it. And always prioritize quality over quantity. When it comes to selecting and critiquing your work, following these 4 steps will help you prioritize quality over quantity. So what is the work about? Think about the meaning behind the piece of work, as you will need to discuss this at your interview. Why is this piece important to your practice? Thinking about this will help you narrow down your selection. So where can you go with this piece? If it is an experimentation, think about where you could take it. It's important to understand the journey of each of your pieces of work. And it's also important to include works in progress, and perhaps works that also haven't gone to plan. When did you create this piece? Thinking about when you created it will help you determine how relevant it is to your current practice. So to round up here, fine art students are ones who relish questioning and are comfortable with not always knowing the answers. They have a hunger to learn and an ambition in their independent practices. A fine art degree will teach you to take risks and not be afraid of failing. This will situate you in the world as an active agent and instill in you a sense of yourself as thinker and maker. So if you want to work across disciplines, you want to ask those difficult, critical questions and have an interest in theory and materiality, and are keen to discover new ways of thinking and working, then consider applying for a fine art degree, as the world needs creative now more than ever.